look at us. We're all here at the same time.
What happened?
On the stream at the same time.
Ryan, turn your freaking TV off.
All right, settle down.
Jesus.
There's football going on.
I know. It's very bad football, but it's football.
Hey,
I don't know what's more tragic, the fact that Ryan's got the TV set at 78 with subtitles on, or that lonely TV tray in the corner.
Well, I mean, starting our episode with Tyreek doing his best Alvin Mack impression.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow,
that's a good one. Yeah, good luck running
that
for
one,
Pal
Paul.
Support with that.
He didn't spend that one before the show started.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Oh my God.
I think it's funny that his foot is facing the same direction as the Baltimore Ravens are going down. Not the direction everybody thought it should be, right?
You two.
Speaking of kids, did you guys see that Sean Alexander post? He's expecting his 14th child.
Antonio Cromartie's got to be so pissed.
So does Philip Rivers.
We're gonna start seeing like you talk about like players' kids. You're gonna start seeing like entire teams playing against each other. Just starting a 7-on-7 league.
When I told my wife that Sean Alexander was expecting their 14th kid, she goes, "Please tell me they have like they adopted some kids." Like, no. That woman had 13 kids naturally, 1 adopted. So 13 out of the 14 are homemade.
Don't they have any board games at night to play? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, do you
remember
growing up
that play with 14 people? You can't even play a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with 14 people. That's too many.
You can play your own game of Among Us with your own kids.
Yeah, Ryan, you would know. You would know the campaign limit of Dungeons and Dragons. I know you could smoke on me and say, "Oh, Paul looks like a Dungeons and Dragons dude." Dude, I don't know that.
Oh, I absolutely play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, of course you do.
What a sleeper that is.
Imagine if they updated the game of life to have vehicles to fit 14 children.
Because they only fit 6.
They only fit 6.
It'd be called
Not
Monopoly.
Today's NFL. If they have an NFL version of the game of life, they have to have buses for some of these people to put all their children on.
That's so crazy. I don't understand. Well, welcome to the show, guys. I mean,
hey, what's going on, everyone?
Talk about getting off on a hot start. Let's call the actions over, but I'll just say you guys can follow all of our socials in our link tree: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We are going to be talking about the Buffalo Bills versus the New Orleans Saints. A couple crazy stats out of the game I'm going to get for you guys, and we are going to preview the Buffalo Bills versus the who are they playing? The Patriots?
New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm. New England Patriots, who could easily be 4-0 at this point. I'm going to drop that on you guys a little bit later, but guys, everyone's talking about the defense.
Mario?
No, I'm not saying it's a trap.
Spoiler alert.
No, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is that the Buffalo Bills defense has taken a lot of criticism and a lot of hits, obviously, when compared to the Buffalo Bills offense that's run by the centaur of Josh Allen.
And they're going to take more hits because that was trash.
But
trash.
Let me just go through some statistics for you, Paul.
Oh God. Okay.
All right.
You're a bucket for me to puke in.
I'll just give you 2 stats. Just 2 stats. Okay? That's all you get. It's 2.
All right.
This is the 4th straight game they've held an opponent's quarterback under 200 yards passing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the 3rd straight game they've held the opponent's totally offensive yardage under 300 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, we're talking about Spencer Rattler, Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Right.
But those are the guys they should hold that low as far as their defense is concerned.
Yeah.
So I know what your answer is already. Is it already an overreaction from us, from this defense? Or should they just be holding teams to under 50 yards like in the NFL? Like, because to me, here's how it worked. Real quick. Bills score, Saints score, Bills score again. And then the Bills turn the ball over after they stop them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Bills defense comes up with a stop finally, like after a turnover. It's like they turn it on and off when they have to. It's very weird. So what's your take on this entire defense, Paul?
I am tired of the games having to be relied upon for the Bills to pull away, for there to be a roughing the punter penalty. That's what I'm tired of. That's my opinion there. I'm just so frustrated. Like, and I snarkily tweeted this. And Mario, when was the last time I actually tweeted something?
You don't
I
tweet.
don't tweet.
This is great.
Don't tweet. So I did snarkily tweet, rabble, rabble, fire McDermott for not beating bad teams by enough points. Rabble, rabble, right? But part of that is true. Like, part of that is true, where you let not great teams stick around, and sometimes those penalties that get you, that's not a change of possession, they're not there anymore. A Cole Bishop interception to ice the game, that might not be there for you, right? When you let teams hang around, that's when bad things can happen. And this defense is just brutal. And I want to hear Ryan's perspective. Didn't they only had 4 defensive ends active on Sunday? Am I crazy? Isn't that true? They only had 4 defensive ends active.
I don't remember the inactive list specifically. Obviously you can pull it up, but I think I'm torn, right? I'm torn with this team because, at the end of the day, like, you held the Saints to under 300 yards of total offense. Your team committed. You broke even on the turnover battle, right? So the 20, I think this is the 24th straight game that you haven't lost a turnover battle. You allow, there's 11 penalties, like, just not a Sean McDermott type of team at all this game. But the primary issue that I had was the tackling. Like, they couldn't tackle. Joey Bosa, like, 3 different times got absolutely broken down in the open field and couldn't set an edge, and it wound up in a big run. Like, the concern that I have is the concern that we had after the Ravens game. That, like, the Saints rushed for 189 yards against this Bills defense. Like, that's a problem, right? Like, the problem isn't the secondary, which we thought was going to be the problem. The problem hasn't been the defensive front, because I thought they did a pretty good job of getting pressure on Spencer Rattler. The issue is continuing to be the linebacker core. Like, without Matt Milano, without a big linebacker that can make a tackle at contact, like, they are in trouble. And this is a team that, it's not going to get easier from a running game perspective. You could argue, like, obviously they've got New England this week, which, I'm sure we'll get into that at a certain point. But you look at, like, the rest of the games that they have on their schedule. Carolina doesn't worry you. Atlanta has Bijan Robinson. Like, that worries me a little bit. The Chiefs look like they're finding their footing here, and they need to clean some things up on defense, because, they can win shootouts every week. But, to Paul's point, like, can you count on the defense making one play every single week out? Like, it was the Cole Bishop play this week for me, right? That interception at halftime, which was just a bad call. That was just a bad call by a rookie head coach who arguably isn't ready to be a head coach. But, why make that call, right? Like, why not kick a field goal, go into halftime down 1, get the ball back after halftime, and kind of what worried me a little bit.
Hey, did everybody get kicked off the stream?
We all just got booted.
Hey, all right. Listen, nothing like #sports technical difficulties. So Ryan, to back up what I had said before, Rousseau, Solomon, Epinesa, and Bosa were the only 4 defensive ends active.
And only 4 defensive tackles, too.
Yeah, that's right.
So you had Ed Oliver inactive, Landon Jackson inactive, which was a little bit of a surprise for me that Jackson went inactive, in favor of, I don't even know who they make inactive that was active, Chase Lunt probably. But yeah, the defense is something to be concerned about. I think the defense, the fact that when Bernard went down, like, Mario, I sent it to you specifically.
Yeah.
Like, it was Andreessen that was green dot when Bernard went down. Like, that's a problem. for me.
I,
that's a big problem for me. If Andreessen is the solution, unless they knew Bernard was only going to get gone for a play, unless they knew like it was his wind, let's just throw Andreessen out there so we don't need to mess with the rest of the configuration. Like Buffalo Joe cannot be your starting middle linebacker if Terrell Bernard goes down.
I think a lot of things manifested before that game. I think the Buffalo Bills went in with a very vanilla look on defense and on offense, and I think Andreessen was in there because they thought they were going to blow them out. I believe they felt in their heart of hearts they were going to blow them out, and Andreessen was going to get some quality playing time at middle linebacker, just as we thought, guys, that Ty Johnson and Ray Davis were going to get a bulk of the carries and not have James Cook's durability tested this early in the season. But, you know, another game where he has 20 plus touches. I mean, he's playing phenomenal. I'm not going to lie, but it to me, it's one of those things where now you have an investment in there. Now it's not like he's still on his rookie deal. You want to run him into the ground because you don't want to re-sign him. He's a guy that's on your team that's not going to be, you know, poisoning the locker room with contract talks. You got to protect him for the whole year.
And you heard James Cook after the game. You heard James Cook talk after the game. They asked him about that, about how many carries he got, and what was his statement? I'm the star running back. These are games I'm supposed to have. Like, they're supposed to be able to call on me on games like this, because they asked him, like, you know, how much work he got, like, how did you feel about that much work? And he basically was just like, yeah, that's my job, man. Like, that's what they're paying me to do. And that's exactly what we talked about in during the week of, like, that's the mentality that you want at running back, because there's going to be games, ideally, where he gets like 10, 12 touches, right? And they just kind of, you know, sleepwalk through a game and blow a team out. And then there's going to be games like this where they're just, for whatever reason, they just can't get it going, or they see something on the film and they're just like, this is a James Cook game. I was a little surprised that it was a James Cook game, even though he ran the ball really well. The first non-James Cook carry, I think, came maybe in like the third quarter, Mario. Like, it was a little surprising to me that they did that. But, that's what they had to do to win. They won by 12. They still scored 30. Like, they're still a wagon at the end of the day, and like, but they've got to figure something out defensively, because like you can't play Kansas City and tackle this way. Like, it's not going to work.
Oh God,
you can't get to the playoffs against the Chargers and tackle this way, right? Like, it's not going to work. So whatever McDermott and Babbage need to do, they got to clean it up.
I think it was obvious they were looking for answers, though, when Tre'Davious White was leading the team in tackles with 7 tackles, 1 for loss, and yet we saw an awful lot of Dorian Strong. Right? Like, White got sat for Dorian Strong. Yeah. Like, White got put down for Dorian Strong. Well, and that game was still close.
To do that.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And that game was still close. Right.
Well, I think these are the games that you want to work them in. These guys, these young guys. I understand.
You need to, right? Yeah. You need to. Absolutely. You can't put yourself in a situation like you were in last year, where you just played the same 3 guys all of a sudden, and then you turn around and those 3 guys are all unavailable, and you're pulling guys up from the practice squad, and 2 years ago teaching Cam Lewis to play safety 3 days before a game, right? Like, those are things that you can't do. You have a whole season. With that being said, right, if you were to actually have a real Terrell Bernard injury, I cannot believe that Joe Andreessen becomes your dot. No, right? No. That's Shaq.
It's got to be Shaq. It's got to be
Shaq.
Yeah,
exactly. I think with a week's prep and knowing, like, okay, Terrell Bernard's going to be out for a few weeks, that goes to Shaq Thompson. That's not a Joe Andreessen thing. And Bills fans might not want to hear that, because it feels like you're taking an opportunity away from Buffalo Joe. But the fact of the matter is, Shaq Thompson just gives you a better opportunity to be a better defense, to absorb the loss of Bernard. So I know what people might say and what people might think from what they saw. I agree. I think they kind of thought that they were going to run away with this game. So, you know, making Joe the green dot was a good learning opportunity for him. Get him that opportunity. Obviously never planned for an injury. I think if Buffalo had gotten up quite a bit, you would have seen him in the middle, you know, towards the end of that game with rotational reps. But the fact of the matter is, you know, like, there were a lot of players that played in the secondary. You had a lot of secondary guys active, which tells me that they're looking for answers. Right.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like, when you look at the actives list, I think that's probably what it is. It's not necessarily so much that, Buffalo's looking for answers in their secondary. They had 10 defensive backs active. Like they were looking for answers. They only had 4 linebackers active, 4 defensive tackles, and 4 defensive ends, and 10 corner and 10 secondary defensive backs active. So like they're looking for answers. They know something's wrong. Like you can't not know that something's wrong.
I think here's the weird part, and you guys let me know if you agree with this. We banged the table this offseason. We didn't film a lot of it, but we banged the table amongst ourselves saying the Buffalo Bills need to change something. You can't go 0-4 against the Chiefs 2 times in AFC Championship games. Something has to change. If you're not willing to change your head coach, which a lot of people wanted, this staff included, wanted McDermott's job. What if they were sitting there and they said, listen, we have a lot of young guys on this defense. We have to try to work guys in. If you're going to talk about a secondary player, obviously McDermott, that's his bread and butter. He could try to develop those guys throughout the course of a season. Perhaps the flip of the switch is we can outscore everybody if we need to. Let's just do that while this defense tries to get its legs underneath them. Because like Ryan said, the 4th straight game, you score over 30 points and you have a turnover and you have a couple, you have a little bit of a lull in the second half and you still drop 31. And then Allen puts on the cape, runs for 27 yards and then throws the touchdown to Dalton Kincaid. Like, okay, we're good. Thanks guys.
Yeah,
I think that's the switch.
It was another game offensively where it was like a very mundane offensive game. Like nothing exciting really happened other than the one Josh Allen run.
Yeah.
And it's like you look up and they scored 30 points again. And it's like what a luxury that is for a team to just be like, our offense didn't play great and we still dropped 30. Like that.
Well, and Vandenberg looked beat quite often.
Yeah, how important is Spencer Brown to this
Spencer
line?
Brown a lot.
Oh my
God!
God!
They also got to figure out that tackle. I was a little surprised it wasn't Alec Anderson, I guess, but maybe because they didn't want to sacrifice again. We go back to like the packages, right? Like they didn't want to get rid of that jumbo package that they run.
Oh yeah, because that's so important. Not the health and safety of your fucking franchise in the backfield. Let's make sure we can run the jumbo package on,
and let's
on
be
3rd
honest,
and 4.
Like the one unit that the Saints bothered you at was defensive line. Like they have a good defensive line.
Yeah.
And that was the one unit defensively that you were like, yeah, I mean that could be a game wrecker situation. And like Cam Jordan tried, right? Like he really tried. They brought a lot of pressure. They threw a lot of different looks at Josh. They took away the middle of the field, did a good job there. And like, oh, by the way, we still scored 30. So, that was a cold line about Tyreek's. Like you should have heard the lines that they had before the game started, before the stream started.
But I had mentioned it prior to the last week's episode. I was talking about the preview that we were talking about with the Saints, and we'll probably close the book on the Saints after this. The New Orleans Saints line has 4 out of 5 guys. They finally had their all starting 5 that they start all year. They mentioned it in the broadcast like 17 times. They finally had their all starting 5. 4 of those guys are first round picks. So that was although not a very good team, that offensive line is nothing to joke about. So that was a good litmus test for the front 7. You had 4 first round guys that were on that line that were protecting Rattler and blocking for Kamara and all this other stuff. So I guess in a sense they ran for 189. Okay, you have things you have to clean up, but it wasn't a garbage unit that ran for 189. I think they tested a lot of things defensively in this game, but by and large, you look at the statistics, they're not getting blown out by teams that are like horrible. You know what I mean? They're not having 300-yard passing games by Spencer Rattler. You know what I mean? They held the kid for what? 100 and what do you have? 109?
He had 126 yards passing.
Well, after the sacks, I do the net, but it's like, okay, cool. Whatever. It is what it is. But
yeah, I mean, the issue is, right, like it goes back to less the stats and more like the eye test, right?
Yeah.
And they looked bad. Like they didn't tackle well.
No.
Like stupid penalties. A lot of the penalties were on the offense, but still, like stupid penalties. Didn't tackle well. Like it's the recipe for a frustrating early playoff exit. The way they played, and that's what you have to look at this team as, right? This team is not built for the regular season, right? Like they're built like the Chiefs are, where they kind of sleepwalk through. They take care of the division early because they haven't played a bad division. They beat up on teams that they're supposed to beat up on. They drop 30 points, without trying too hard, and then they get to the playoffs. And that's when you're supposed to hit another gear. The problem is that you're not going to hit another gear when you're missing a dozen tackles a game and
No.
picking up 11 penalties. Like it's not going to work. And as someone who's, or using bad timeouts, right? Like, again, with the timeout, with the clock management, right? Like, I defended McDermott a little bit on the first one in the second half. But, I mean, these, like, snapshot timeouts or whatever he calls them, like, they got to stop, man. Like, it's professional malpractice is what he's performing with these timeouts.
Are you calling, like, the second timeout? They only had 10. The third down, when they were down by the goal line, they only had 10 on the field.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a snapshot. They had
right, but whatever, right? Like
packages.
it's coaching. It's coaching leading to bad timeouts. Bro.
Yeah.
The first one I defended a little bit because it looked like New Orleans subbed, and the refs weren't allowing Buffalo to sub, so McDermott called a timeout. But it goes back to like coaching. Like your team's not ready. You don't have the right personnel on the field. You're not working the refs enough. Like McDermott doesn't work the refs enough, and it culminates in bad timeouts. Luckily, you didn't need those timeouts at the end of the football game. But it just builds and builds and builds. And if you're not cleaning these things up in games against the New Orleans Saints, like how are you going to execute come January against Kansas City?
Well, and with that being said, right, like the Bills are walking into a game with the Patriots, who again are not too far away from a pretty good football team. Like I think a lot of people just go, "Oh, the Patriots are going to be terrible." Like they're 2-2. They very easily could have won every game that they've played.
Yeah.
And there's only one statistic that Buffalo is better at than them on the season, and that's rushing. Ramondre Stevenson is 31 carries for 125 yards as their leading rusher. James Cook has 3 times as many carries for 401 yards. Other than that, Drake May has more passing yards than Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs has more receiving yards than Keon Coleman. Landry has more sacks than than Jones, and Spillane has more tackles than Bernard. Like statistically, if you're looking at just the leaders, they're a more efficient team than you. Drake May has thrown just as many touchdowns as Josh Allen, and I think one more interception because they had that arm punt to start the second quarter.
It's weird when you look at the Patriots because, like, I guess Bills fans are just kind of blinded by recency bias. Okay, they're going to be horrible. We're going to kill them. We're going to roll them. No, that's not really how that works anymore. They lost to the Patriots lost to the Raiders by 7, and they were up by 3 at halftime. The game just got away from them. They lost by 7 to the Steelers and had 5 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding me right now? But yeah, you look at it. The glaring thing that comes out from the New England Patriots is, what do we say all the time, Ryan? The good old Gorilla Monsoon quote: "The irresistible force meets the immovable object." The 3 out of the 4 games for the New England Patriots, they've allowed 64 or less rushing yards a game. Last week, obviously, or this week against the Panthers, they 129, but a lot of that was garbage time stuff. So you can't really put that into perspective. But like, they're giving up less than 60 yards rushing. That's going to be a problem if the Buffalo Bills want to get off the block really fast with James Cook. If they start getting 1-2 yard carries and you start putting them back in 3rd and 8, Vrabel's going to love that. For even though we have Josh Allen,
I mean, listen, guys,
it's a problem.
I mean, listen though, like they played like Ashton Genty in his first game. Like the Dolphins have no idea what's going on. I don't even know who the Steelers running back is. And the Panthers running back is what? Chuba Hubbard? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, they haven't faced the caliber of rushing attack. Like, Mario's out here like, well, they shut down Derrick Henry for, 3 yards a carry or something like that. Like, this is a team that beat a Panthers team that everybody beats by 30. they didn't even have they had 307 total yards of offense, and they beat the Carolina Panthers. Like, I understand where you guys are coming from. Like, I just voiced concerns over this defense, but we need to stop with the Patriots. Like, you guys got to stop pretending like this is a good football team, because they're just not. They haven't played a good football team yet. They haven't played a team that's over 500. They beat the Dolphins, who haven't won a game. They beat the Steelers, or the Patriots, the Raiders, who have won one game, if memory serves, or they lost that's the one win the Raiders have this year, right? The Panthers haven't won. Like, I haven't even looked at it, but I mean, Mario, you can check if the Steelers are 3-1.
I think so.
That's the only team they've played that's over 500. And
they played 4 games.
Okay.
What straw man argument is this? Oh, they haven't played a team over 500.
I mean, we're talking about
500 week one.
We're talking about average yards per carry against Chuba Hubbard and Jalen Warren. Like, what are we talking about here?
I can understand if that's your take in 1995, because where the running backs used to do everything. But it's the offensive line that opens up the holes for these guys, and they can't get the holes open. The Steelers have one of the better offensive lines in the league, right? Yeah.
Okay, and how have they run the ball all season long? Not well. It's been Aaron Rodgers all season.
Well, Gainwell
at this point
ran it really well this week.
You know what? I'm willing to make a bet with Ryan right now.
Oh boy.
I'll make a bet. Brian,
what's that?
You want to make a bet with me?
Sure. What do we want to?
Okay, gas station chicken wings with ranch on the next stream. That's what we're betting. Gas station chicken wings with ranch. Okay.
You're not punishing Ryan. I hope you know that.
Over. I'll let you pick.
That's an average.
Right?
That's an average Monday night, friend.
Let's go over under James Cook 80 yards on the ground. I think, given the fact he's averaging over 100.
Yeah, I'll take the over. That's an easy over.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm so happy to hear that. Perfect.
You can't bet Paul. He knows things for some reason. I don't know why or how. He knows things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy over for me.
That's insane.
Okay. Here's why I say that I'm willing to take the under, right? The reason I'm willing to take the under is, one, I really do think that the Patriots are going to give Buffalo a little more than they're planning on, handling, right? So I think the game's going to be a little bit closer, because I think they know that if they can shut down the run, they're going to make Josh throw. And I think for them, that means more successful drives. Because if you look at the way that the early games have played out, right? Buffalo has not taken risks, really. Like, I know you had the interception, right? That was effectively, Mario, what was it? Hashtag what? Hashtag arm punt.
Yes, arm punt.
Yeah, it was hashtag arm punt. Buffalo hasn't really taken chances downfield. I really do think the Patriots are just going to say, listen, we're just going to beat the absolute living hell out of your wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, because that's how Vrabel coaches, and we're going to punch James Cook in the face. And then we're going to just make you have to wait for routes to break down and then figure it out. So I do think their plan is to take James Cook out of the game, right? That's just my opinion. I don't think this is going to be, like right now, ESPN has the game listed as 68.5 win percentage for Buffalo. But the over under Bills are 7.5 point favorites. I don't think that's enough, right? Like, if really you're looking at where they were coming in ahead of the Saints game, what was the final spread on the Saints game? What was it, 16 and a half? Yeah. And then to come in against the Patriots and only be 7.5 point favorites, that tells you what Vegas thinks of the Bills versus the Saints game, right? I'm taking the Patriots at 7.5 points.
It opened at 8.5, right? So that tells me that people are betting New England to cover, right?
Yeah.
So that's why
I'd bet New England to cover too.
I mean, are you going to bet New England to cover?
Yeah, I'll bet New England to cover.
7.5.
I ain't no bitch.
What the hell's going on? I'm so scared right now.
Dude, I'm a couple twisted tees in. Listen, it's been a bad day.
Twisted Tea fighting back.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
no,
this is not a game. I don't think there's any situation where a team is going to come to face the Buffalo Bills and say we have to stop James Cook. I just don't think that's a thing. When you have Josh Allen at quarterback, that can't be a game plan. like we're gonna make the MVP of the league beat us. Good luck.
How would you limit both of them? Like, what is your take on trying to limit both? Because nobody's been able to do it all season. How would you try to limit both of them?
I just gave you the roadmap. I just gave it to you. I said they're going to beat the absolute living hell out of your wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, and then they're just going to bring the fattest people that they have on their roster.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like Vrabel at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's 100% Vrabel.
It's also assuming that, you know, Brady has shown everything he has in terms of getting guys off the ball clean, right? Like we've seen a lot of motion, we've seen a lot of pre-snap movement. Like all of those things are designed to get their wide receivers off routes clean, right? And you know they haven't really used both Samuel and Elijah Moore at the same time. There's a wrinkle that could potentially
because that
make it
package
difficult.
doesn't exist. Because that package doesn't exist.
I mean, I think that's a bold assumption to make that package doesn't exist. I also think when you talk about the caliber of secondary that you're facing, I also think it's bold to assume that you've got three guys that can just come and beat up on a Coleman, Shavers, and Josh Palmer and make it difficult for them to come off the ball. And then don't forget they've got, you know, three tight ends that are pretty good at catching the ball. Just Buffalo has a lot of weapons that I think it's easier said than done that you're just going to jam them at the line. And you're going to win every time that way, because when those guys do win off the ball and you've got the MVP of the league and he's able to find them on a play like he did find Dalton Kincaid for that touchdown late against New Orleans, like that backs the defense up pretty quick. Like if they come out with that game plan and Josh beats them or Josh runs because they try to play man or whatever, like there's a lot of ways I think Buffalo has to counter that. And I think to Mario's point, like, you can't assume that you're going to be able to stop both. And I haven't seen a team yet that's been able to stop Josh Allen when he's not the focal point of their attack.
If Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, or Jackson Hawes are leading your team in receptions or targets, like that, I think most defensive coordinators would be willing to accept that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm just like,
I mean, because Knox is going to put one on the ground on a crucial third down. Unfortunately for him, you know, that's it's nature of the beast. That's what happens. But I'm wondering, let me just, as you guys were talking, I just got this idea in my head, which is kind of scary. What if they went to a 5-wide look and you put twins out to the left with Coleman and Moore, and you spread Palmer out to the right, and you have a split backfield of Shakir and Samuel? How are you stopping that as a defense? With those five and Allen and Gunn, like you could have running back, you can have linebackers run with Samuel and Shakir on that one. Like the amount of plays that you can run just off of that set alone with misdirection and things like that is something that you might see it at Kansas City. Like that's because either Joe Brady forgot how to be creative with his offensive game plans, or he's just holding them for the right times and the right teams because he hasn't had to use them yet. And obviously, to Ryan's point and to Paul's previous point as well, you have Josh Allen. There's not much you could call that wouldn't work unless you're literally getting zero separation and guys are falling down at the line and your offensive line is just terrible that day and can't block anybody. Like, really? Like I know your point, Ryan. I understand what you're talking about. Like, you're not scared of New England Patriots at all. However, it is a division opponent. It is AFC, and they have shown so far this year that although against substandard running backs, they're holding them down. So it's a mild concern, but it's a concern.
So I want to point out,
maybe.
I want to point out the Bills' record against Vrabel, and I'm not the biggest fan of.
You son of a bitch! I was looking that up when you guys were talking.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of like a head coach's record from a previous organization, but I do think there's probably something to it, right? Yeah. Because remember, Vrabel is now with New England. These stats are specifically about.
Was it fun seeing the first 4 games they didn't score more than 20 points?
Yeah. So in 2018, the Bills won 13-12. Any of you remember that barn burner. 2019, the Bills won 14-7. The Titans, a Derrick Henry led Titans, whooped that ass 42-16. In 2021, they won 34-31. In 2022, the Bills won 41-7, but in 2023, the Bills won 24-20. What I'm telling you is that minus of the 4 games, right? 2 were ultimately blowouts, right? The 41-7 and the 42-16. The Bills and the Titans split 1-1 there.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, these games are tight. They are very tight. Bills won by 1, Bills won by 7, Titans won by 3, Bills won by 4. These games are tight. So the fact that you can look at it and say, well, I don't think the Patriots have the horsepower. Again, if you're just looking at like Vrabel's history against the Bills as a head coach, I don't know if talent matters in that respect, because I'll be honest with you, like Drake May's fun to watch. Like he is kind of fun to watch. It's funny to watch him like not know what cover 3 looks like, but he is fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure like
neither does Hamlin.
Track record against young quarterbacks won't come into play this Sunday either. I mean, the other thing we'll talk about is like if we want to talk about how do you shut down the Buffalo Bills. I mean, Paul, yeah, great roadmap, but I mean, the Patriots are still 7th worst in the league against the pass. Like they're allowing 241 yards a game, and they've played Geno Smith with no wide receivers, Aaron Rodgers at 40 however years old, arguably the worst first round pick quarterback in a decade in Young, and Tua, who seemingly has found a little bit of footing now, and that is a joke with Tyreek Hill's injury tonight. But like, so they played those 3 quarterbacks, those 4 quarterbacks, those 4 teams are allowing 241 yards a game passing. So as well as they've done against the run, they've done opposite against the pass. And I kind of like the guy that Buffalo has at quarterback to hurt them in the passing game. Like if push comes to shove. And again, like we can talk about all we want to talk about with Vrabel, right? Like, okay, that's fine. But we can look at the stats of what Sean McDermott does against young quarterbacks, like especially in the secondary, especially against quarterbacks who don't seem to read the field too well. And that's Drake May to a T. Like there's all these things, like you can make stats do whatever you want them to do, right? It just depends on what you're trying to argue and like what you have at your disposal. But I just don't see how if McDermott, and this is a big if McDermott does his job as the head coach and the Bills come ready to play on Sunday, the Patriots are just not built to keep up in a race against the Bills, offensively, defensively, special teams, whatever the case.
Another primetime game for the Bills. And obviously, interestingly enough, I mean, the we haven't talked enough about it, but the Bills opening 4 out of 5 at home. And then their away game was the Jets. Like, what? That's Allen's second home. Like, what the hell? It's interesting to see, because then you see the gauntlet as far as where they're going. At Houston, they're at Pittsburgh, which isn't very tough, at the Patriots, and at the Browns. 4 out of 5, those away. The furthest they travel is what? Atlanta? Like, what are we doing here?
Kansas City, Miami.
No, they're home versus KC.
Or
Miami. You're right. Miami. But
they get to go to Miami in November. Like, who doesn't want to go to Miami in November?
Tyreek's not going to want to. So the Eagles. I like that they get the Eagles at home. That game's going to be freaking insane on the 28th. Like just after Christmas, all that crazy stuff going on. But like everyone's complaining about the Bills' schedule.
The division and the conference is playing out. I mean, they could have the 1 seed locked up by that game.
Yeah,
you could see nothing from Buffalo that game.
Uh-oh. That look. I see that look.
With 2 games left to play, Paul, I mean, the AFC West is shaping up to cannibalize itself, right? Like the winner of the AFC West is going to come out with 5 losses. Like, do you think the Bills are gonna have 5 losses where they're worried about tiebreaker scenarios with the Chiefs team that just got to 2-3 on the season? Baltimore's by and large done. Like Buffalo broke Baltimore, I think, that comeback. We talked about that a little bit before the stream got going. Like Baltimore may still win that division, but you've already got, you got a game in hand against them. You got a game in hand against them. You're 4 games ahead of them in the standings. Like, I mean, who in the AFC? Are you worried about the Colts? Like, are the Colts for real? Like, what are we talking? Like, come on.
They didn't look it.
Like, you legitimately could have a 4-loss team with the 1 seed in the AFC. Like that the Bills could be a 4-loss team and still lock up the AFC. And in that case, like, you could not need to play against Philadelphia. Like, what's the point in playing your starters against Philadelphia if you've got the 1 seed locked up?
I mean, you got a great point, but it's
don't put anything on tape. Don't.
What
play
about
anybody.
that? What about that sounds like McDermott?
Yeah, I mean, fair, right? Like, fair.
Yeah.
Or even if you're worried about the 1 seed, maybe you need to win one of your last 2. Sit everybody against Philadelphia and play everybody against the Jets at home. The last game of the season.
Yeah.
So
the only reason I feel good about this right now is because the Bills play the Chiefs at home. Right?
You don't like it at Arrowhead?
I don't like it at Arrowhead.
Like it was for the previous 17 years.
That's what I'm saying. Right,
seemed
exactly.
like it. No, I know why it was. Like, and I know all that stuff. And
the Chiefs
it's on a rotating
schedule. Like,
yeah.
the Chiefs have a really tough schedule ahead still. Like,
yes.
Not even Buffalo. Like, in 2 weeks they got the Lions, right? They still face the Commanders. They still have to play the Broncos twice. They haven't even seen the Broncos yet. They get the Chargers again. Like, they get the Cowboys, the Colts, and the Texans. Like,
they got a much harder schedule than
really
the Bills.
Hard schedule,
but
and
they're
they've
both
already got
first place schedules, which I don't understand. Like, they're both first place schedules.
It's just the division they drew. They drew they drew
a tougher division.
The AFC South, and they drew the NFC East.
And the West has been tired of getting their teeth kicked in by the Chiefs for so long that they've been loading up for 2-3 years with each of those teams. You know what I mean? Like, you talk about the Bills trying to equip their team and McDermott and Bean trying to equip their team to beat the Chiefs. What do you think, like, the Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers have been doing? Like,
well, I mean, you saw what the Raiders did, right? The Raiders just went out and got guys where they can just get into a firefight with anybody. Well, they thought they got the guy in a firefight, right? And it just hasn't worked out for Geno, even though I would argue he's playing his best football that he's played yet.
Yeah, like 370 against the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not translating to wins, right? Because they don't have anybody on the defensive side of the football. But then you look at, like, Harbaugh.
Yeah, same.
you look at what Harbaugh's done in LA. Like, he's absolutely built a team that can beat the Chiefs. You've seen him do it. Like, I seen it, right? Like, they just did it week 1. The Broncos, I mean, the Broncos are playing good football right now. They stumbled out of the gate a little bit, but that's to be expected with a sophomore quarterback. So, I mean, everything is made up for the AFC East to just cannibalize itself the way that the NFC East has done for years, right? And Buffalo, I think, is primed despite the way that they're playing. Keep in mind, they're still scoring 30 a game. And I think that the groundwork has been laid. As long as the Chiefs win their division and you don't need to worry about facing them in, the divisional round, like, everything is shaping up for Buffalo to lock up the 1 seed fairly early, I think, in this. Lock up the division by Thanksgiving or by Christmas, and then not need much after that.
I mean, is there a better, send off to Highmark Stadium than to have an AFC Championship game at home?
What's the overall? Because that question came up on Twitter, so I'm interested in what your guys' thoughts on that is. So Josh, I think it was Josh Reed maybe tweeted it out. So to get into the whiteout game, so the Penn State Oregon game that took place this past Saturday on the resale market, the cheapest ticket just to get into the stadium was $2,100.
I 100% believe Buffalo would easily be $1,500.
What's the just to get into the stadium for an AFC title game?
Yeah, last game in the stadium, $1,500.
Stadium.
Yeah,
no way it's under $1,500. You're going to sell it 2 times that at least.
Yeah, I set the over under at 3. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Really
it's
that
gonna be-
high?
Oh yeah, that's what Ryan would.
Are
You
they
can
gonna
sell
be-
his for 3?
I mean,
Are they gonna be-
like? Listen, Paul. Like the cheapest tickets to get into the stadium for yesterday's game was like $250 to watch
So
the Saints in week.
so I think what I hear you say is that we need to start ordering from Temu plastic wrenches so people can sneak them in to steal their seats.
I think what needs to
Following
happen
the
is you
game.
and Mario need to start being nice to me now so that you get invited to the AFC title game. And I don't.
I
sell
remember
my
how the last
tickets.
one went. No thanks.
We all
I remember the
know
last AFC Championship game I went to. No thanks.
it's been over a decade, Ryan. I ain't sugarcoating anything at this point. You know something's up. You're too smart for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, he gave me a Christmas gift this year. That's weird. Thanks for the gloves, brother. Yeah, we can both wear them when we go to the AFC Championship game. It's nice.
I got matching ones.
Oh man,
Well,
guys.
But I think to Flash's point in the chat, like
Yeah,
I really would like to see a bounce back game. Like this is a get right
Please.
game for Buffalo. I think
Please.
we talk about them a lot, right? Like this is a team. They're sleepwalking through games. They're still dropping 30. They're playing. You know, their margin of victory is still second in the NFL. Now behind the Lions, who are just boat racing teams. Like
yeah.
this is a get right game. And
By
this is
4
a team
points,
that
though.
you
It's
can
not
get
a
right
lot.
against. Yeah, exactly. And this is a team you can get right against, right? Like we
Mhm.
talk about these, you know, platitudes that we talk about New England. Oh, it's a divisional game. Oh, they're going to play them tight, this and that. Like this is a team that you should run out of your stadium. And if you come to play and you come with a good game plan, this is a get right game for Buffalo. And I will be disappointed if they don't get right. I took the Saints to cover. I thought 16.5 was a lot of points. The NFL, that's a lot of points. That you talk double touchdown game is a lot of points. 7.5 though, like I'll take Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo in the points.
Ooh, yeah.
on
I
Sunday.
think it'll be closer than that. To be honest with you, because of the two-headed monster that they have in the backfield, and I think that's what Vrabel's going to try to lean on because
who's the second monster?
they got
Andre Stevenson. Like is that what we're doing here?
yeah.
We're pretending he's a thing still.
Okay.
He's leading the team in rushing.
Cool with like 100 and something yards.
125 yards.
My
4
point is
games. He's averaging 30 yards a game, Mario. And he's
my
literally
point
on
is
rush.
this. My point is this.
What a second head! Is this like a second head that started dying already on the monster? Like it's just kind of like dangling off the shoulder.
Yeah. It's
I'll wait
like
till
a
you're done.
hydra, except the couple heads are made out of old like celery.
Or
They
like
just kinda,
wet paper
droop.
mache.
I'll wait
It's
till you
just,
guys are
drooping
done.
down.
That's fine. I'll just wait till you guys.
Are
are
you?
done.
Will you?
No,
Will
I
you?
will. I'll wait. I got time. I
Is
got
this-
time.
Are you gonna make like an Antonio Gibson reference? Because I would love that. I would
No.
love that.
No, what I'm saying is they have two running backs capable of keeping the ball out of Allen's hands. You asked earlier, how do you stop Allen and Cook? You never give them the damn ball. They have two guys that are capable of running the ball and keeping the ball out of your superstar's hands. That is my point. You joke master.
So they've played 4 games. Ramondre Stevenson has carried the football 31 times. He's fumbled twice already this season. So I'm not sure he's the one you want to talk about keeping the ball out of anyone's hands because he can't even keep it in his own hands. So, like,
That's a funny joke.
I mean, he has fewer fumbles than Derrick Henry this season, but he still has put the ball on the turf. What's the math on that, Mario? As the math major, he's touched it 31 times and he's fumbled twice. Like that's not a good percentage.
I keep telling you, when we do these shows, I'm off the clock. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a mathematician, but that's not a good. Every 15 times you touch the ball, it's going on the turf.
I play one on TV.
Ryan's point, Ramondre Stevenson has never had a 100-yard game against the Buffalo Bills. The most was 78 yards, and that was in 2001. Just
2001. How old is he?
Fuck, 2021. Guys, I told you, I'm a couple twisted T's in here. 0 turns into a 2. Like I probably shouldn't be giving stats at that side.
I was going to say, who's the leading rusher of that game? Flutie?
So of the 3 running backs that they play, Antonio Gibson's fumbled once and lost it. Ramondre Stevenson fumbled it twice, lost both of them. So like, you know, Travion Henderson, I would be surprised if this isn't a Travion Henderson game for New England. Like, they've got to at some point shift away from these other guys and just start giving this kid the carries because he's electric when he touches the football. Like I hope
in a division
they decide
game,
a week
Ryan,
late. I hope they decide a week late to make the shift to him.
Well, no,
Because
we've
I think
seen.
he's got the juice.
Yeah, we've seen guys like that. Like Vrabel came in and they picked this kid up. Like Ramondre was from the previous regime. So he's probably just, okay, you're here, whatever. I can't get rid of you yet.
Well, they paid him. Don't forget, they paid Ramondre Stevenson before last season. So
that was still before Vrabel got there, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. But that's what I mean. Like he was a holdover because of the contract. Yeah. So, Rick, to answer your question, the official word about Tyreek Hill is a dislocated knee, which sounds pretty gnarly.
Then why was his foot facing that direction?
Well, when you dislocate the knee, you can twist it, and I think that's what happened.
Can you give me that play-by-play one more time? I'm sorry, I might have missed the hand gestures that went along with it.
I can show you the picture. Do you want me to show the picture? Because Mario refuses to do it.
Mario doesn't want to. No, I'm good.
Ryan explaining Tyreek's injury sounds like Matt Foley.
His butt was on the ground and his toe was pointing down. That's how bad the injury was.
Let me tell you something.
To his knee.
Went like this.
Yeah, to his knee. And I'm gonna give him one of these and give him one of those.
You're not using your papers for writing. All right, I think that's it from us today. Guys, let us know in the comment section what you think. How do you think the Buffalo Bills are going to fare against the New England Patriots? A chance to further themselves even more in this division and the AFC with a victory coming up this Sunday night at 8:20 will be the game, and then they have an extra day of rest as they're going to go travel to Atlanta against the Falcons the following week, which is, if they can get their running defense on, get it going, where they can consistently shut down the run defense, it bodes well for when they got to face Bijan in Atlanta. So forget the roast.
That's a two-headed monster in Atlanta, because Algier is a great change of pace back.
He is
underrated change of pace back.
Yeah,
maybe
wrong fantasy leagues, Ryan. Do you own
maybe
him in
wrong
choice
of
I don't
words.
see how that's relevant, Paul.
So no, okay, yeah. So keep glazing the guy you don't own in fantasy. Good job, Ryan. God.
All right, 2 minutes are on the clock, guys. The roast has
because
started.
you have Antonio Gibson shares this year.
Listen, those are going to pay off.
He's going to cash in at the right time. I'll wait for a big game and trade him.
If you guys are new here at hashtag and you're watching, when the Bills win, we roast. So 2 minutes are on the clock. The clock has started. You guys have as many roasts as you can for the dais, for the Bills, for Tyreek Hill not being able to run away from child support and all that good stuff. So go ahead.
Hat tip to Paul on that one.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Well,
let's see here, Corey. Way to push through the technical difficulties. You guys are the Cameron Johnston of Bills podcasts.
Who's Cameron Johnston?
The Bills.
You
punter.
really have to Google this?
He's the punter.
The guy that blew out his knee last year played just like this year. So ankle injury for him, by the way. So he is week to week. They are bringing in punters as we speak.
They put a knee brace on, but he's got an ankle injury.
For an ankle? I know. So funny, right?
It's it does really good for the Bills medical staff. I just forgot his name for a second.
Also, for what it's worth, like that might come into play on Sunday, right? Like you've got a guy who hasn't been on a roster all season.
I don't know. I saw Biscuits down there laying down some holds. Biscuits was ready.
Yeah, but you still got to punt, right? Like Biscuits can't punt it.
Biscuits can punt.
I don't know.
Biscuits is an all-around athlete,
and they cut Zach Davidson unless they decide to bring him back to punt. Like that.
Former first-round player,
drafted higher than Allen.
Trubisky, yeah.
Way to catch on, Ryan.
Yeah,
I'm just curious how many left-handed punters are available in free agency right now.
Imagine the team that passed on
it's
Patrick
not a
Mahomes
thing.
to draft Mitchell Trubisky.
I've had knee injuries, and when you got to put that back knee and bend it for a hold, it sucks.
You got to put your back into it. Is that what you're saying?
Stop it.
Hey, imagine to
Don't
Ryan's
tell me
point,
your fantasies,
imagine
Ryan.
being the team that traded the pick. Yeah, to Ryan's point, imagine being the team that traded the pick used to draft Patrick Mahomes to draft Tre'Davious White instead. So imagine that.
Imagine.
Yeah, fair.
Imagine Paul with a low taper fade.
One
Mario and Paul.
One team got an All-Pro player. The other team got Mitchell Trubisky.
Mario and Paul are the Latulele and Humber of YouTube. What? Why is isn't Humber a Drew guy? Why is Humber being floated around on Art's show? Is
No,
he a Drew guy?
Drew was a big fan of Ramon Humber. Yes.
He was.
So that would make, let's see, Ryan. So let's have that debate. If Mario is Latulele and I am Ramon Humber, that makes you who?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody in the secondary, since you got given all 3 levels.
Russell Bodine.
But Bodine got traded for a pick. He was worth something. You can't. That's the bad argument.
Hey, Trek. I like Trex. I mean, he's the one that called you guys Latulele and Humber. I'll be Harrison Phillips. I don't mind that. That's a fine comp.
Does he have a job?
No.
Yeah, he's still
Harrison
playing
on
in
a team?
Minnesota, I think, isn't he?
I thought he got traded.
He was their Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Walter Payton. Yeah. I don't think he's there anymore.
Pretty sure he is.
Actually, he is? Oh, okay. Is he hurt?
Oh, no, he's
Probably.
yeah. I don't know if he's hurt.
Hmm.
So the funny thing is that you have to make sure you click on the right Harrison Phillips, and when you guys Google, you will understand why I say that, because I clicked on the wrong Harrison Phillips. So Harrison Phillips apparently is playing for the Jets now.
He's on the Jets. Because I saw on
Twitter,
Twitter,
how the mighty have fallen.
I saw on Twitter there was somebody, it was Vikings fan. He was like, "Yeah, we traded Harrison Phillips. Now we can't stop any run up the middle."
I'm sure it did not take 12 pounds of ashwagandha in a cave for him to sign with the Jets. That was probably just a lack of options. Can we just call what it was for Rodgers? He didn't need to go into a cave to just show that he had a lack of options. Like, we don't need excuses. We're all adults here. You know, we're all adults.
Harrison Phillips waited for Rodgers to leave before he decided to sign with the Jets.
He's like, "I don't want that smoke."
That was their recruiting pitch. Not
So-
gonna play for us. We're gonna get rid of that crazy guy.
Do you guys remember Wayne's World, where they get their own television show on network, and they're talking about Delaware, right? They're walking across the country. Oh, look, we're here. It's so much fun. Oh, we're in Delaware. It's
Yeah.
Delaware.
We're in Delaware.
That's what Harrison Phillips' agent did when he said the Jets called. He's like, well, it's better than syphilis.
Boy, do I have an
Yeah,
offer
Paul.
for you. How do you feel about New Jersey?
Yeah, right.
You've toiled away in Minneapolis for the last 3 seasons. First
His agent
Buffalo.
called initially and said, "I got an offer from the Jets." He said, "Bro, I don't play hockey. What are you talking about?"
God,
All right,
I'm
guys,
really
that's
stuck
it
on
for-
this.
what?
I'm really stuck on this who Ryan should be thing. Like, I mean, I'm really stuck on this one. I'm having
sure
trouble
you'll
with
think
it.
of one, Paul. I'm sure you'll think. Of
Ah,
I
I
have
don't
faith
know.
in you.
I don't know. Like, I'm really stuck on it. Who was the guard that the Bills signed that Mario absolutely loved, and then we cut him because he got mad? Spain. Oh, that's it. Quentin Spain. Because we just cut Quentin Spain after he started complaining about playing time. Because he sat in a week 2 or 3 game that we were up a bunch. He got pulled and he got mad about it, so they cut him. I think Quentin Spain's a good pull. I think that one makes sense.
He has the face of a long snapper. What the heck? Flash off the top rope. Jesus. Twisted Tea light. That's so amazing. Well, guys, we got to get out of here. It is past the witching hour, so we are going to get out of here. Enjoy the game, Buffalo Bills versus New England Patriots. Make sure to check out all of our socials: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We will be here next week. We're going to try to record some more content for you guys on Wednesday.
That doesn't mean we're live Wednesday. Don't confuse the masses, Mario.
No, we're going to record content on Wednesday. That's what I said.
They don't care when we record it, Mario.
They don't. They really don't. That's crazy. All
care.
12 of you, listen up. Okay, We're out of here. Go Bills.
Hello, fellow Bills fans. Sean Rogers, realtor and lead of the Mr. Rogers Homes team. Did you know that real estate is one of the best ways to build wealth? And right now is one of the best times to own an investment property in Arizona. please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions so we can take the next step to your financial freedom here in the Valley of the Sun, utilizing real estate. As always, God bless America and go Buffalo!